They have these beautiful RV ports where you have a cover for your RV and then a little casita house behind it. This is the entrance to the Great Outdoors. This is a RV lot community that also has some single family homes. It's located right off I-95 in Titusville, Florida, the central east coast of Florida, right by SpaceX and the NASA program. We're approaching the guardhouse gate. You do need to check in if you're a visitor and not a resident, or you haven't signed in already. So that's what I'm going to do to the left-hand side. You can't just drive through this community. Also, it's about a half hour or so away from the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so they do require your driver's license to be shown if you're a visitor, and then they give you this yellow pass you stick in the front of your vehicle, and then we're gonna just go straight forward. So it's quite a ways, I would say a couple miles till you start to get into the communities, different communities here. I guess I'm going this way. Very nice looking community to walk or have your golf cart. So I really like the feel of the community. Beautiful Class A motorhomes, very high-end feel. And then you have these single-family homes with RV ports for motorhomes and bigger RVs. But it's pretty much a single-family home with an RV port attached to it. So they have this community church. You hear the bells ringing. It's a Sunday afternoon. This place is huge. They have a bingo center. All types of activities. These are just like the regular RV lots. I love these RV cover ports in this section. Very nice. So now I want to give you my personal feedback on the community of the Great Outdoors in Titusville, Florida. It's one of those unique properties where you can legally live in your RV. And as you saw, some of the properties have RV covers and even like a little one-bedroom casita, small house built into the RV port in the back. So it's a mix of just RV lots, RV cover lots, and even has a section with single-family homes. So very unique community. I love it as far as the design, the layout, a gated community where it's kind of self-contained. You have many amenities within the community. You don't need to leave. It's right off I-95, which is a major highway that would take you up and down the east coast of Florida and America. Only a half hour away from the beach. There's a local Starbucks and Planet Fitness within 15 minutes. But here's the negatives. Number one is, in my experience being there twice, it physically stinks. It smells because I believe, from what I've been told and looked online, it has a sewage waste plant nearby. And I tried to look on Google Maps. I couldn't confirm because sometimes they change like the way the waste management plant is named. But someone in the community had told me that, and after visiting a couple times throughout the community, you kind of you smell like someone's dumping their black tank all the time. That's kind of what it smells like. And that's a negative, air quality. And air qualities in RV is already bad. So, you know, I didn't like that. That's a huge negative. Number two negative is, in my opinion, I prefer to be more south, where you get the Caribbean, sunnier vibes of South Florida. Titusville is central Florida. And even though it's close to the beach and close to SpaceX and Cape Canaveral and Orlando somewhat, which is positive, the negative is it's the sky is a little bit cloudier than South Florida. The landscaping is not naturally that lush. And you know, it's like almost living in a northern state as far as the vegetation and sky, and you don't get like that living a vida loca feel. Okay, so, you know, those are some negatives. The biggest one being it physically stinks, in my opinion, being there a couple times. Some people may have a different perspective, and, you know, but I really loved that it's one of these unique communities, again, where you can legally live in an RV, and they have these built-in RV ports, RV covers with a little studio, like apartment house built in. And I like that for if you ever didn't want to live in your RV, you have like a house. And I wish they had more of these communities, but they just don't. And most of these communities, you know, where you can legally live in an RV, they're sometimes by a water sewage plant or by railroad tracks, because it was like this undesirable land that was zoned for living in an RV because it was undesirable. But even now, those communities, you don't see them in most nicer areas. You don't see them legally zoned anymore because people just don't let them. So, you know, I gave you a brief video highlight of some of the things, because the other negative is, like, you know, going in the community you saw, you have to give your driver's license, you have to schedule an appointment with the local built-in real estate agents. I mean, you could probably use the outside real estate agent, but they have their in-house, like, realty, which I kind of don't like. I like that separation of, you know, if this is where you're going to live, you want to do business outside of it in case you have an issue. But I made an appointment. I called, I gave my license, I checked in at the guardhouse, and I checked in at the real estate office. And the real estate lady was out to lunch or whatever, said she'll be 20 minutes. So it's okay, I'm going to go and walk around. So I went and walked around, and then I even got in my car. I just drove around. And it's like some of the neighbors complain they have like this like built-in like patrol officer, and then they called the real estate agent, like, who's the person looking around at these houses or whatever. And I'm like, what? I was like, I'm waiting for the real estate agent to get back from lunch, and I checked in and everything. But it's the RV community sometimes, you know, where they're all clustered together and they're a little catty and everyone's watching everyone. I got to be honest, that's just part of it, you know. So, you know, you take the good with the bad. And so those are just my honest opinions. Would I live there? No. Why? It physically stinks. You can never get rid of that in my experience. It's not South Florida. And even though I love the cosmetic look and the design of the community, I wouldn't want to be planted there. I wouldn't want to, in my opinion. But I could see why some people would want to. There are some benefits, like I mentioned. It's tough. There's no perfect community, though. I want to be fair. You know, I looked all around, and there's no perfect community, especially if you want to live in a non-conforming fashion, where not a single-family house, and you want to legally live in an RV, own the land, and maybe have a small house off it. Unless you're in the countryside somewhere in a southern state, or somewhere even in a northern state, again, countryside, they really just don't allow them anymore. You have to have, you know, conforming house, 1,000 square feet, etc., and then you could put an RV on your driveway or something. But either way, this is one of those communities that I wanted to review, give you my opinion, my perspective. Hopefully it helped you. Check it out for yourself. You'll probably find a lot of what I say to be kind of true, but everyone's different. So you got to do what you want. If you appreciate this video and it helped you, gave you value, click that thumbs up. Share the video, subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you in the next one.